My name is Michael Lingenfelter, and we've got
Sam Rowe.
Austin Hall.
beautiful. You two are beautiful.
We're trying.
There we go.
Lines on the head.
Yeah. And so my personal story started off with about 12 years ago. I fractured my back and my ankle and my hip, and at that time I was a professional dancer. I did hip hop break dancing, but at that time I didn't know what I was going to do for the rest of my life, and I started going down the the personal training road, and started to see what it would be like to be a trainer, and that piqued my interest because I had always liked fitness and health. And so I started going down that route, became a trainer, and then from that point on, basically wanting to scratch my own itch of my own injuries and recovering from them, as well as clients that I had, and seeing that I always had to kind of work around and not quite understand why they couldn't do what I wanted them to do, what the books told me they should be doing. That started I'll say an itch scratch that continued to want to be itched more and more, to dive into why for myself and for others. And that led me down the route of just going into more and more niche areas of nervous system, understanding what it is, what are the things that are limiting, and then more understanding the exercises themselves outside of just the choreography and position. So that is my story of how I got here very briefly. That was about 12 years ago to now. And so, Sam, how about you?
Yeah, so similar, a lot of people in our line of work get into it with a personal investment, an injury or problem of their own that they want to address, and then start becoming a little more curious. So mine was the same. I grew up in the Seattle area, high-level soccer player. I was a goalkeeper, and suffered a very severe injury when I was 13. I 60 to 70% tore my hip flexor. I tore my labrum in 2 places and did what's called an avulsion fracture, where the bone gets pulled on so hard by the tendon or ligament that it rips the bone off the bone, which left me on crutches continuously for 3 to 4 months. And then as I was going and seeing all different manners of experts and practitioners that told me they could 100% fix me in 16 1/3 visits and I'd be back to doing whatever, and nobody was able to help me. And so I was on and off of crutches for a further 8 to 9 months. I was on and off of them for a total of 13 months until I found somebody up in my area who did muscle activation techniques, MAT, and some very precise resistance training. He took me from crutching in an appointment to being able to run, 2 appointments later, and then back to playing soccer within 7 or 8 appointments and pain-free. And I knew coming home from that first appointment that I wanted to get into that line of work. 14-year-old me didn't have the words gratifying and fulfilling in the vocabulary yet, but that was the general idea was, man, if I can help other people in a similar position as me avoid those 13 months of frustration being promised things that don't come to fruition, that would be a gratifying and fulfilling career. So I started interning with the guy, 2, 3, 4 days a week for the last 2 years of high school, learning about muscles and how they function and how joints work and exercises and all these different things. And then I went to college for a little bit, but realized it wasn't for me when I got banned from asking questions in my first anatomy class because I was a bit of a pain in the backside,
Still are.
17-year-old, still am.
You are.
As you guys well know. And so I realized that I didn't need to go into a whole bunch of debt to get a piece of paper that said that I knew the same thing, if not less than I already knew at that point. And I was eager to start helping people. So I dropped out and took the MAT specialist program, moved to San Diego, started a business when I was 18, 19 down there, working with a couple of practitioners who really mentored me, and then now live out in the Aspen area of Colorado doing that same thing, running my gym, Aspen Biomechanics. And that's kind of how I got into this line of work.
Nice. So Aspen Biomechanics.
Aspen Biomechanics.
In the Central Valley of California, and then we're going to shift over to Bend, Oregon with Austin.
Yeah, we're here in Bend, Oregon. It's kind of weird, some of the similarities between Sam and I's story. I was fortunate enough not to have to endure some of those injuries, but there's a lot of pros that come from it rather than just cons. But I was a baseball player, and all throughout high school I started to learn that I'm probably not going to go to the pros. And I always had a really strong connection to the weight room, and that was where I could kind of shine. I was always stronger than a lot of my teammates, but on the field.
Did you have a nickname that they would call you? Ever?
Mighty Mouse didn't come till later.
Okay. So in the weight room, strong connection, baseball.
Yeah, I was good enough to, be recommended by some of my coaches who thought I had a chance playing the next level, and I actually started training with the owner of the gym where Sam did his rehab with his mentor, and that turned into an immediate, this is so different than what I have experienced just doing kind of like football strength conditioning workouts, Olympic lifts and, a lot of barbell movements, and changing that up to really specific resistance training that I just immediately was obsessed with and thought how cool it was compared to just the traditional, you're lifting 5 days a week, and it's a lot of the same movements, and it's just these big compound things. But I ran into a few little nagging injuries, but working with my mentor, the owner of that space in Seattle, really got me out of some problems like shin splints and hamstring issues, and stopped them before they really became a big problem. So I went to college also for a little bit. I was doing exercise science at a small private school and was spending a lot of money on tuition for something that I didn't even know what I wanted to do. So not playing baseball at the time, I got an opportunity to apprentice actually at that gym where I did train, and I just got thrown right into the mix. Luckily, just from a fortunate standpoint, got to work with high-level collegiate and professional athletes right off the bat, doing performance training for baseball off-season training and a lot of return to play. And that was really cool, but I started to really quickly find more fulfillment in working with the people that ended up on my schedule who were maybe in their 70s and they had a really bad knee problem and nobody was really helping them out. So that's kind of my origin story, and just all the routes that I got taken down throughout that time, just like both of you probably experienced, where you start in one certification course, then you bounce to this other one, then this other one, and your mind just, goes through these seasons of being kind of really obsessed with this aspect of training or getting the muscular system to work better, and then you find this niche and this niche, and so.
Yeah, it sounds like there's, you're making me think of a lot of similarities between you and I. So I also played baseball in high school and had the same thought of like, oh, well, I'm 5'7", and I started most of the games. Probably could do like a junior college, but my time might be better spent doing something in the education of going to college, which still I went to college to get a business degree because I also didn't know what I wanted to do. But going back to what you said, it sounds like there's similarity in like, we all enjoyed the physical aspect of moving our bodies and understanding it. And then you mentioned one certification or a niche. It's really just the development of tools, and some tools are better than others. And playing around with the tool, seeing how it works for clients, yourself, and then some stick because there's more of a positive experience long-term with yourself and others. Myself as well, I didn't necessarily have a mentor, but through my injuries, it wasn't until I experienced getting treated in MAT for the first time that I was like, whoa, this is different than anything else that I had done. And then from that point, working with a practitioner for 6 years and forgetting that I had a back fracture or ankle fracture until I talk about it again, just because when you have more beneficial tools over a long period of time, you can see amazing things with yourself and practitioners. With your clients as well. And so it sounds like I know in my personal practice that I typically work with the extreme ends of the movers, where people that are really good at moving and not moving as well. And a lot of the times those people that fall in the middle typically don't place as much value on being able to have a good tool that can help them amplify their strength and also decrease the risk of pissing something off. And so I think that's what a lot of the Restore Biomechanics is going to help glue together, because it's going to allow for a tool that may not be as expensive or resource of your own time and having to go to work with a practitioner one-on-one, but can get a lot of bang for your buck in doing your own workouts or understanding your body. And so with that being said, maybe either of you can shine light onto, I know Restore Biomechanics wasn't in the card from the beginning, more created out of a desire to give our in-person clients stuff that they can do to amplify their work with us. And then on the flip side, people that can't access us, helping them to navigate the virtual fitness and health world as well.
Yeah, it's quite the maze of stuff, and it's really hard, especially if you're a marketing person or something. You don't know a lot about your body. What does this mean? If someone on the internet uses big fancy Latin words to make you think that they know what they're talking about, you might gravitate towards that person, but they may be giving advice that's not necessarily applicable to you in your exact circumstance. So a big part of making this whole Restore Biomechanics platform is so that we can have these tools, these exercises, these thought processes, these concepts, and be able to have different levels of people. Maybe you're somebody who's had 2 knee replacements and a hip replacement in the last 5 years, and going to a gym and working out in a gym the way that some 25-year-old on YouTube says, might leave you in a much worse place than we're doing some of the stuff that we've put together here. And the flip side of that is these exercises can be applied as hard or as light or as gentle as need be to meet you kind of where you are, instead of trying to fit you into a box. You can sort of use them to create your own box that fits you well, and then you can get the results that you want by progressing those things over time. So yeah, just like you said, people that can't access us, whether it's location or time or money, they've got 2 kids, they don't have time to drive to an appointment and do something 3 times a week, but they can save 20 minutes every morning to go through a workout that's going to help them support their needs, so when they go for that run in the evening, they feel better doing that and they can get more sustainable results, is a huge part of what this is about for me. Is being able to meet all of these different people where they are and help them progress on their own journey, which is different than our journeys or somebody else's journey. But all we have to do is meet them where they are, not piss things off, build a little more stability, control, confidence, and trust in their body and how it functions, and then they can move further forward on their path, whatever that path is.